At first glance, it was a fairy tale come true. Masako Owada, a sharp-minded diplomat with degrees from Harvard and Oxford, left behind a bright career to marry Japan's crown prince. She was on track to become Empress, with a treasure trove of exquisite jewels waiting for her. But life inside the palace walls told a different story. For over a decade as crown princess, Masako stepped back from the public eye, grappling with intense personal challenges. The Empress's grand tiara, a symbol of the role she might one day embody, remained out of reach, reserved for the reigning monarch. The jewels she was meant to wear stayed largely hidden from view. Today, we unlock the imperial jewel box not just to marvel at its dazzling contents, but to uncover the deeply human story behind them. This is the tale of the woman behind the gems and the true burden they carry on the Chrysanthemum throne. To get the real story behind Empress Masako's jewels, forget the dazzle of diamonds and start with the soft, glowing beauty of pearls. Even before she became a princess, Masako Owada was known for her chic, modern vibe, and pearls were her go-to accessory. They screamed quiet confidence and elegance perfect for the high-flying world of international diplomacy she thrived in. Her love for pearls couldn't have been a better match for the role she was stepping into. Japan, after all, is the home of the cultured pearl, thanks to Mikimoto Kokichi's genius. The Akoya pearl, with its flawless round shape, is practically a national treasure, and the imperial family has cherished these gems for ages. When Masako joined the royals, her personal style blended effortlessly with this timeless tradition. Even now as Empress, Masako sticks with pearls as the heart of her public style. At daytime events, like the fancy Japan Prize ceremony, she'll rock a sleek jacket, paired with a stunning pearl necklace and earrings. Insiders say she's all about those flawless, perfectly round Akoya pearls, usually no bigger than 10 millimeters. Her vibe is super minimalist, letting the pearl's natural glow steal the show. And the way she wears them? It can say a lot without a single word. Take the New Year's reception, for instance, a big formal event where multi-strand pearl necklaces are usually the go-to. But at the first one, after the pandemic, when the country was still reeling, Masako switched things up. She showed up in a simple, elegant, single-strand pearl necklace, a quiet nod to the nation's tough times. The gesture was understated, but it hit home for the Japanese people. It felt like a quiet show of support, a nod to the nation's struggles that showed Masako got it. She wasn't just going through the motions of royal protocol. It was the kind of grace she'd always had, a way of expressing not just elegance, but deep empathy. But on her wedding day, she had to switch gears and learn a whole new way to speak through jewels not with the soft glow of her beloved pearls, but with the bold, fiery sparkle of heirloom diamonds. On the 9th of June, 1993, Masako Owada stepped out wearing something way beyond a typical bridal accessory. She dazzled in the diamond scroll tiara and its matching diamond scroll necklace, introducing herself to the world as Japan's crown princess. Those jewels? They weren't just stunning, they told a story of their own. To really get why this tiara matters, let's rewind to 1959, a huge year for Japan. Everyone was buzzing about Crown Prince Akihito's wedding to Michiko Shoda, the first commoner to join the imperial family. It was a full-on, Michiko-crazed people were obsessed with every little detail. The hype around her wedding tiara was so wild that its design even got leaked to the press before the big day. Crafted by Japan's legendary jeweler, Mikimoto, this wasn't just any tiara. Its design had serious meaning, drawing on the traditional Japanese karusa, or arabesque, motif. Those flowing, vine-like scrolls aren't random, they symbolize endless growth and prosperity in Japanese culture, a perfect wish for the new princess and the future of the monarchy. Some say this tiara was a clever rework of one worn by Empress Kojun, tying the past to hopes for the future. For 30 years, it was Michiko's go-to jewel as crown princess, setting a modern vibe for the next in line. So, when Masako's turn came to wear it, the moment carried serious weight, steeped in history and tradition. Insiders say the tiara was carefully purified and blessed before being handed down. This wasn't just a pass-off from mother-in-law to daughter-in-law. It was a sacred ritual marking Masako's big role. Wearing it, she stepped into the imperial family, honoring Michiko and embracing the Chrysanthemum throne's legacy. This jewel, a stunning symbol of a fresh start, was just the beginning of the royal treasures that would shape Masako's journey. But the wedding set story doesn't stop at the tiara, and necklace also includes a gorgeous diamond brooch. This little piece became one of Empress Masako's most telling and frequent go-tos. Designed with the same flowing, mirrored carusa swirls as the bigger pieces, it ties straight back to her wedding day's promises. Unlike a tiara, saved for the fancier state events, a brooch is a workhorse perfect for daytime crowds, award ceremonies, and endless royal duties. Flip through the archives, and you'll spot this brooch popping up again and again, like a loyal, quiet sidekick. You spot it early on, pinned to her dress at a New Year's event in 1994. It shows up again through the late 90s and pops back in the mid-2000s. A really tough time for her, we now know. That kind of loyalty to one piece says a lot. This brooch, tied straight to her wedding vows and her role, shows her quiet strength. It's like she was saying, "I'm still here," even when things got heavy behind the scenes. The brooch was her subtle badge of duty, a shiny reminder of her place. But soon, even that steady spark faded, and the flashier jewels of a crown princess went quiet. The diamond scroll tiara, this stunning symbol of the crown princess's role, was supposed to be Masako's go-to for big state events. But in the early 2000s, both she and the tiara pretty much vanished from the spotlight. After her marriage, Masako faced brutal public pressure, especially to have a male heir for the Chrysanthemum throne. A heartbreaking miscarriage in 1999, blamed by some on a leaked story, hit hard. She welcomed her daughter, Princess Aiko, in 2001, but Japan's male-only succession law kept the heat on. The endless demand for a son, plus the strict palace life, wore her down. In 2004, the Imperial Household Agency dropped a rare bombshell. Masako was battling a stress-related condition. Crown Prince Naruhito broke tradition to publicly stand up for Masako, calling out how her diplomatic career and personality were being stifled. He shared her pain at being boxed into one crushing expectation. For over 10 years, Masako stepped back from public duties, but things were quietly shifting. In 2006, a huge weight lifted when Naruhito's brother welcomed a son, Prince Hisahito, securing the male line for the Chrysanthemum throne. Masako could finally breathe easier. Around then, Naruhito's steady support got a boost from another royal crew, the House of Orange-Nassau, stepping in to back her up. In 2006, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands welcomed Naruhito, Masako, and their little girl, Aiko, for a quiet 2-week getaway. That break from the intense Japanese court was a game-changer for Masako's recovery. Around the same time, in the mid-2000s, she added the pearl sunburst tiara to her collection. Made for Empress Michiko back in 1959 as part of her Crown Princess set, it came with a matching necklace and brooch. Its sleek, almost Art Deco vibe, with diamond rays fanning out like a sunburst, and topped with perfectly round pearls, is pure genius. In Japan, this knit and no tiara screams hope and new beginnings, perfect for a forward-thinking, global monarchy. Masako briefly rocked the pearl sunburst tiara at a New Year's reception after it was passed to her, but then it went quiet, just like her public life for a while. Her big comeback, along with that stunning tiara, happened years later, thanks to her Dutch pals. In April 2013, she made her first official overseas trip in over a decade to celebrate King Willem-Alexander and Queen Ma-Sima's inauguration. Word is, Maxima gave her a personal call to nudge her into coming, boosting Masako's confidence. She showed up for the main event, but skipped the fancy evening gala to save her energy. Still, it was a huge step forward. In 2014, when the Dutch royals, Willem-Alexander and Maxima, visited Japan, Masako took a huge leap forward. She showed up at their state banquet at the Imperial Palace, rocking the full pearl sunburst parure tiara, necklace, and that swirling pearl diamond brooch pinned to her sash. Her choice was loaded with meaning. She skipped the diamond scroll tiara, tied to her tough early years, and went with the sunburst, a symbol of hope and fresh starts. Its sleek, global vibe fit her slow comeback perfectly. This wasn't a loud, wedding day moment, it was Masako's quiet, hard-earned strength, shining through, a woman finding her place again. As the 2010s rolled on, and Emperor Akihito's abdication loomed, Masako started showing up more at big events, with the pearl sunburst parure tiara, necklace, and that gorgeous brooch becoming her go-to look. She rocked it at state banquets in the Imperial Palace, like for Belgium's visit in 2016, Spain in 2017, and Luxembourg later that year. She also wore the tiara at the New Year's receptions in 2017 and 2018, stepping up for these intense events. Each appearance was a quiet signal. The crown princess was back, ready for her future role. And she wasn't just sticking to one set. She was diving into the imperial vaults for more. In 2015, Masako turned heads at a state banquet for Singapore's president, sporting a stunning pearl and diamond necklace once owned by Princess Chichibu, her husband's great-aunt. Chichibu was a globe-trotting, respected royal, and Masako's choice gave a nod to that worldly legacy. Then, on May 1, 2019, everything changed. Emperor Akihito stepped down, and Naruhito took the Chrysanthemum throne, making Masako Japan's new empress. For years, the imperial collection's grandest tiaras belonged to Empress Michiko, symbols of a role Masako hadn't yet reached. But on the day Naruhito became emperor, that future arrived, and those dazzling jewels were finally hers. On May 1, 2019, at the Sokuigo Chokan-no-ji, her first big moment as empress, Masako shone in the Meiji tiara, the crown jewel of Japan's imperial vaults. It's practically the story of modern Japan in sparkly form. Crafted around 1885 during Emperor Meiji's push to embrace Western ways, it was made for Empress Haruko, the first empress to step into a major public role. Designed in Europe, likely by Chaumet, it rocks a chic scroll pattern with detachable diamond stars, inspired by Austria's Empress Sisi. That tiara wasn't just bling, it was a bold nod to Japan's global ambitions. The Meiji tiara, a dazzling symbol of Japan's leap into the modern world, is worn only by the reigning empress. It passed from Empress Haruko to Sadako, Nagako, and Michiko, crowning the top woman in the imperial family for over 130 years. So, when Masako first wore it in 2019, it was a huge deal. She wasn't just the crown princess anymore, she was carrying this epic legacy. Slipping that historic tiara on her head, she stepped boldly into the line of Japanese empresses. For years, she'd seen it on her mother-in-law, Michiko, untouchable. Now, it was hers, marking her moment in the spotlight. Right after becoming empress, Masako faced a big diplomatic moment. In May 2019, barely a month into her new role, the US president rolled into Japan for a state visit. All eyes were on her. For the state banquet, she picked a stunning gold and diamond necklace, a bold switch from the usual imperial pearls and platinum. This wasn't some ancient royal heirloom, it was a personal wedding gift from Oman's Sultan Qaboos bin, said back in 1993, part of a fancy set that doubles as a tiara. Kept under wraps for years, this Middle Eastern gem made a dazzling public debut, showcasing Masako's unique style. Wearing that Omani necklace at her first state banquet as empress in 2019 was a bold move. It told a story. Masako, the ex-diplomat, picked a diplomatic gift to greet a world leader, signaling exactly what kind of empress she'd be: confident, global, and true to her roots. It was her way of saying, "I'm back," right from the Chrysanthemum throne. After becoming empress, Masako owned her role with quiet grace, often rocking the Meiji tiara for Japan's biggest state events. But there was another epic tiara, maybe the most powerful of all, still waiting in the wings, unseen. The imperial chrysanthemum tiara is a big deal. The chrysanthemum, or kiku, isn't just a flower, it's the 16-petal seal of Japan's imperial family, stamped on the Chrysanthemum throne and the nation's top honor. It's the ultimate symbol of royal power. This delicate tiara, likely crafted by Mikimoto around 1917 for Empress Taimei from diamond chrysanthemum brooches, sparkles with 7 intricate blooms. Only the reigning Empress wears it, and it was a favorite of Empress, Nagako, and Michiko. Yet, for 5 years after becoming Empress in 2019, Masako held off. Royal fans worldwide were buzzing. When would she finally rock this iconic jewel? In June 2024, Empress Masako stole the show at Buckingham Palace's state banquet during Japan's state visit to the UK. For the first time, she wore the imperial chrysanthemum tiara, total game changer. That moment was electric. Rocking this deeply Japanese jewel, tied to the chrysanthemum throne, on foreign soil in front of millions, screamed confidence. She wasn't just doing her job, she was owning her role as Empress. After years in the shadows, Masako stepped into the global spotlight, wearing the ultimate symbol of Japan's monarchy. It was the peak of her incredible journey, a comeback no one could miss. Masako's debut of the imperial chrysanthemum tiara in 2024 wasn't just a fashion moment, it was a bold signal. She was fully owning her role as Empress, ready to shine for Japan's ancient monarchy on the global stage. As Empress, Masako got access to the Imperial Vault's heavy hitters, like the Imperial Diamond Rivières. These aren't new bling, they date back to the 1880s. Crafted alongside the Meiji tiara, under Emperor Meiji. The set of 3 stunning, perfectly matched diamond necklaces was made to dazzle together, and early empresses like Shokan and Taimei rocked them in photos, showing off imperial grandeur. Back in the day, the Imperial Diamond Rivières got a style shift. After World War II, Empress Kojun dialed it down, usually wearing 1 or 2 strands. Empress Michiko took it further, sticking to a single rivière, often jazzed up with her own diamond pendant. When Masako stepped into the spotlight with the Meiji tiara in 2019, she did things her way. For her first audience and the epic enthronement banquet, she stacked 2 rivières for maximum dazzle, breaking from Michiko's minimalist approach. By 2024's New Year's reception, she switched to a single strand with the Meiji tiara, giving a nod to Michiko's sleek elegance. At the 2024 Buckingham Palace State Banquet, Empress Masako brought her A-game, pairing 2 imperial diamond rivières with the stunning imperial chrysanthemum tiara. She's rocked 1 strand before, and 2, but the full trio of these historic necklaces, that epic moment's still waiting. Masako's public life is a wild ride of transformation, and her jewels tell the story. The diamond scroll tiara marked her early days as crown princess. The pearl sunburst tiara lit up her comeback, and now the Meiji and imperial chrysanthemum tiaras scream Empress vibes. Each piece tracks a chapter of her incredible journey, unfolding right before us. Empress Masako's grace in her duties has won the hearts of Japan's people. She's a modern woman tackling a traditional role, and her story hits home for many. The Imperial Household Agency and Masako herself are upfront about her ongoing recovery, with its highs and lows. With Emperor Naruhito by her side, she keeps moving forward. And those jewels from her days as Crown Princess, they're still shining. The diamond scroll tiara now sparkles on Crown Princess Kiko. The pearl sunburst tiara is set to follow, and royal fans can't wait to see it. Masako's journey, marked by these gems, keeps unfolding. From a single pearl strand's quiet elegance to the dazzling chrysanthemum throne, Empress Masako's jewels are more than just pretty things. They're pieces of her incredible, human story. I'd love to know what you think about her journey. And, okay, I'm curious, which tiara from the Japanese imperial family's stunning collection is your favorite? Thanks for diving into Masako's world and her amazing jewels with me. If her story grabbed you like it did me, please share it with others. It helps keep these fascinating histories alive. Can't wait to explore more with you next time.